So welcome to Secrets of La Trau. Well, I didn't think I'd still be here. La Trau was only supposed to be a one-off video, but 24 videos later we're still here. Welcome to a little compilation to celebrate 12 months on YouTube. It's been 12 months since I bought my first video camera from Facebook Marketplace with the intention of shooting a few things around the local area and hopefully putting together something entertaining enough to upload to YouTube. Here I am 1 year later, still shooting, and for that I've got to thank a few people for advice and tips, but we'll come to that later. This video I'm going to be showing you clips and bits and pieces from the last year and a few extra background stories, plus a few outtakes and missing bits that didn't make the final edits. So sit back and enjoy. "50 years ago is when Mr. Lek Nana decided he was going to buy up a lot of cheap land around here and become known as the godfather of Sukhumvit. This area has been given many names over the years, the most popular ones being Soy Zero and Buckskin Joe's Village.
It was a very surreal kind of place, right next to the train tracks, underneath an expressway, next to Sukhumvit.
At the entrance to Soy Zero, there was a lawyer's office.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that's our look around Soy Zero, or rather what's left of it. Well, the whole idea of 5 decades of Nana came about was I was researching this area for history because it was only going to be a 10-minute video called the 5005 Guides. And actually 5005 means shot within a 500-meter radius of a BTS station and a 5-minute video. And as you know, the 5005 Guides all run way over 5 minutes. Anyway, Soy Zero is going to be the main chunk of the history for Nana. And I put a post on Twitter asking for experiences, stories, and if possible, any pictures of Soy Zero in the past. A lot of posts were coming through on Twitter suggesting other areas, other nightlife areas that used to be big in the past. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do Soy Zero, I'm going to have to do the whole area of Nana and all the nightlife areas. You know, it's all or nothing. I spent a couple of days up and down this railway line filming stuff, and not once did I think there could be a ghost story here. Let's ask someone. And it completely slipped my mind. That's my biggest regret, but my most successful YouTube video to date, and it's running on about 12,000 views, and I've got to thank all of you for that. Fantastic. One thing I learned is never ask a security guard, is it okay to shoot here? Because it begs the answer, which is usually no. There was one very interesting occasion up at Bang Sue Grand Central Station. I was shooting right in this very spot, and Bang Sue Central Station, it's a bit hit and miss with the security. Some days they'll just completely ignore you and you can do what you want, but then other days they'll come and tell you to stop. On this day I was looking around and my stare caught the eyes of a man at the bus depot all the way over there, and he saw me with the camera on the tripod, and he took it upon himself to run all the way, it's at least 200 meters, all the way up to here. And as he got closer, I noticed he had the bus depot badge on his uniform. I thought, this guy is a bit of a job's worth, and he told me no cameras. So I just gave up. I went round to another part of the station and did what I had to do. And the security there, they came over and said, no, I said 15 minutes and then we're fine about it. So that's my little story on Bang Sue Grand Station. The other question is, what's going to happen at Hua Lamphong? So they've got it wrong twice already. It didn't close. Is it going to be third time lucky? I've got a funny feeling about this one, which is why I'm here today to say goodbye to Hua Lamphong. We're going to have a look at the failed Hopewell project from the 1990s. And the fantastic centerpiece here at the Phrom Gallery. It's the life-size New York subway train carriage mock-up, done in Thai gold to give it a local flavour. A lot of New York writers had all this pent-up artistic aggression. They needed a canvas, and as they say, let the train take the strain. Heading for Chinatown, a place where I've had a lot of adventurous shooting, and also want to check out Thieves Market, see if it's been demolished yet. Apparently there's going to be a brand new development going up there quite soon, plus a couple of interesting stories to tell you as well.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief.
These sois go really deep into the bowels of Chinatown, connecting up with little alleyways all over the place, and you can easily get lost. I was talking about adventures had here in Chinatown when I was shooting last year. Most of them were at night when it was in complete darkness, some of these streets, and then the next night some of them were lit up. So I'm not sure, is it always like that or was it locked down? Question for you, have you ever had a weird experience with a table full of drunk guys? That's what I'm going to tell you about in just a moment. We're going to go around the corner for that. It was just down the road behind me there when I was trying to shoot a dialogue scene, and I was disturbed by a table full of drunk guys sitting outside 7-Eleven having a bit of banter and boasting and generally shouting, and I'm trying to shoot this dialogue bit with the entrance to Thieves Market behind me, and it had to be that entrance because that is where I'd come earlier on in the day to blag my way in past security, and he was not having any of it. Anyway, after 20 times of not getting it right, suddenly it was all deadly quiet, and I did get it right, and I thought, that's weird, they've actually stayed quiet for me, surely, and they all gave me a round of applause. What happened was they'd sussed out that I wanted a bit of silence to do it. So after the round of applause, they called me over and gave me a shot of whiskey with ice and water, and I was on my merry way. Well, it seems like only yesterday I was here complaining that this place could do with a bit of revitalisation. It's a great place to kill a couple of hours, plenty to eat, drink and buy, and there's some pleasant places to sit and chill by the canal. And what's this place called again? Oh yeah, oh yeah. So this is the famous shopping mall that connects to the BTS Gold Line at Charoen Krung. It's Charoen Krung, yeah. Anyway, I think we've got better things to do than hang around luxury high-so malls. This area is so trendy that craft beer manufacturers are running out of flavours. And this is the death experience, obviously. So bring on the elder experience. The elder experience is actually being refurbished at the moment, so that was a stroke of luck. It's great to be in the company of a legend. I just wonder how he feels about that. Yeah, right. Shut up. Welcome to Siam. What about MBK? What? Well, the whole petulant, spoilt brat who wants to go to MBK, that came about when I was shooting at Siam Square over the course of a few hours, and I bumped into an Australian vlogger 3 times within those 2 hours. And the first time I met him, he said, "Where are you going?" I goes, "Oh, I'm just going to go to the art centre, the graffiti park, and have a look around the Discovery Centre." He said, "Oh, well, what about MBK?" I said, "Yeah, well, maybe, you know, a lot of people have been doing videos there lately, so I might give it a miss." An hour later, I bumped into him again. He goes, "Oh, have you been to MBK yet? What about MBK? Are you going?" Anyway, the third time I bumped into him was when I was setting up the shot, doing the introduction to the whole video. And he walked past and goes, "Hey mate, what about MBK? Have you been yet?" I do wonder, has he seen it? Urban decay, chaos, gentrification, noise, pollution, smells, dirt and dust. Great day out. My memories of this place are still quite vague, and long may they stay that way. I only came here because it was the nearest place to a friend's house that I was sleeping at. That time NASA Vegas were advertising everywhere on these huge billboards, 4,000 a month for a room, and when you saw the rooms you knew why they were 4,000 a month. Basically they were the old end of the line hotel rooms. I do remember sitting by this railway line quite often with all my old coins from England, putting them on the track, and there were a lot of trains past here in those days as well. The airport railway line wasn't built, what was it, 22 years ago, and this area has changed a hell of a lot since then. Anyway, onwards and upwards, let's get up to Ramkamhaeng. There's another place I want to show you where I got extorted for money, and you'll see why. This is the very busy intersection at Ramkamhaeng 24. So I was shooting a little dialogue bit on this bridge, and I'm faffing around as usual, getting it wrong, having to retake and retake. Anyway, some kid runs up, puts his hand over the camera lens, and he puts his hand out like I give him 20 baht. Another kid comes up and does the same thing. I gave him 20 baht, and I'm thinking I can sense a pattern emerging here. Anyway, I'll start shooting again, and this time a little girl comes up. She jumps up and put her hands over the lens. I gave him another 20 baht. Anyway, I get my dialogue scene finished, and I'm packing up to go. And one of the guys who's selling stuff comes over, and I'm thinking, oh my God, more extortion. And he says to me in English, he says, "How much those children ask you?" I said, 60 baht. And he put his hand in his pocket and gave it back to me. He says, "Oh, not good, no good." It's one of those typical only in Thailand moments that you get occasionally. So after a long sweaty walk up Ramkamhaeng Road, we finally made it to the Lam Sali intersection. So there we are, Ramkamhaeng revisited briefly. Pretty soon I'm going to be doing a Ramkamhaeng Part 2 video where I follow the road from Lam Sali intersection all the way to Minbury, and that is also where the MRT Orange Line comes above ground, so we can follow that as well. So hopefully something you're going to look forward to. It's well known that the whole area around Charoen Krung 30 serves pretty much as a concrete canvas for graffiti and street artists. I had my thesaurus out looking for 10 or 12 different adjectives, and I couldn't really say all of them, so I'm just going to use one to describe a lot of the art along this street, and that's brilliant. Washington Square attracted all kinds of characters from all across the board. That was where you went in and you went ahead, and it was Mambo Cabaret. By the time the Wrecking Ball came in 2013, it had already been long decided that Washington Square was indeed cramping the area's style. Well, it's about that time to do the shout-outs I promised at the beginning of the video. These are other channels that have been a source of advice, tips, inspiration, information, invites onto live streams, and in some cases an exchange of footage. Just a general great bunch of blokes representing the Thai vlogging scene.